Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm Derek Paley, the director of the Maryland Robotics Center, and welcome to our second annual MRC Research Symposium. Last year was on Zoom, so our first in-person symposium. So thank you for coming out. I'm just going to spend a few minutes talking about the Maryland Robotics Center, but first I want to acknowledge the planning committee, especially Yancy Diaz-Mercado for leading this event and organizing. A lot of work went into planning this, and so I really appreciate the work of you and Pratap and Cornelia, who's here, and Anya Picard, who is the assistant director of the Maryland Robotics Center. And you can see the staff also that is supporting today's event, including Yvonne and Latoya, who are part of our staff support. So for those of you not familiar, the Maryland Robotics Center is housed in the Brendan E. Reeb Center for Computer Science and Engineering, just across the street. And our mission is to advance a systems theoretic approach to robotics research and education. And we actually have 42 faculty across 9 different departments across campus. So what's unique about the Robotics Center is, despite the fact that it's housed within the Clark School of Engineering, we have faculty from 3 different colleges, including computer science and public health. And so we're very, very excited to bring together all of the researchers on campus who are doing research in robotics and AI. You can see some of the accomplishments, very distinguished faculty as part of the Robotics Center, a number of career awards and PCASE awards, and a number of large active research grants as well, many of which you'll hear about today and in the poster session. We also have had a number of notable accomplishments that have been featured in the public media, including Dr. Sokol's robotic hand and Dr. Alamonis's artificial skin. And of course, the UAS test site partnered with the Department of Aerospace Engineering to conduct the first organ transplant by drone. You can see the distribution of faculty across our 8 research areas. And so we have a number of faculty work in autonomous systems, multi-robot systems, and human-robot interaction. So these are very strong research areas for us. And it thanks in part to our research sponsorship from a number of federal agencies. 2 years ago was the 10th anniversary of the Maryland Robotics Center. And so if you get a chance to go over to the E-Reeb Center, you can check out our time capsule over there. So the time capsule has a number of artifacts that highlight research accomplishments from the first 10 years of research in the Maryland Robotics Center, which was founded in 2010. And you can see that display case just outside the Robotics Manipulator Lab next to the Breakpoint Cafe. So the Robotics Center is very pleased to have a brand new facility to go with some of our existing facilities. So on May 10th, the Idea Factory, which is the building just on the other side of the Kim building with the large colored glass window. So the 3rd floor of that is the Robotics and Autonomy Lab. And so we'll be equipping that lab over the course of this summer for research and education activities. We also have the 2 labs in the E-Reeb Center, the Aerial Drone Lab, and the Manipulator Lab. And we'll be moving our Robotics Realization Lab. Many of the students here are probably familiar with the RRL. That'll be moving over to the Idea Factory this summer. We also are very pleased to support the opening of the Matrix Lab in Southern Maryland, which is located at the Smart Building in California, Maryland. So a number of unique facilities. And I will point out to all the students here that these labs operate on a shared basis. So anybody who has the training can sign up and use the lab space and the equipment in those labs. They're not assigned to any particular faculty member or research group. So this is a little bit about the Idea Factory. You can see the Rotorcraft Center's moved to the 4th floor. Robotics is on the 3rd floor. Great cafe. It's going to be opening up on the 2nd floor, and the 1st floor is all shared student space. And so here's the layout. You can see we have over 4,000 square feet that's going to be equipped with a focus on mobile robotics to complement some of our existing lab space that focuses on aerial and underwater robotics. And so we focus on mobile, wheeled and legged locomotion in this lab. We do have the largest and fastest growing Master of Engineering program in the Maryland Applied Graduate Engineering program in the Clark School with over 184 students at the moment. So that's a Master of Engineering. We have a number of other education programs that are listed here, including the Robotics Minor, Robotics and Autonomous Systems Undergraduate Minor, which was launched last fall. Very excited about that. For the Master of Engineering folks, along with our undergrads, we have a number of internship programs, all listed under pathways. So for folks interested in an hourly appointment for research activities, there's Pathway to the PhD. Pathway to the Profession provides a cost of living stipend to our students who take internships elsewhere. And we also open up our internship program to undergraduate and even high school researchers through the Maryland Robotics Center. This is a slide just a little bit about the composition of our undergraduate minor. We do expect this program to grow up to 200 students over the first 3 years. We're already at just about 120 students just after 2 years. And you can see that growth there, and you can see the composition of the 3 participating departments. It is a limited participation program, so it is limited right now to those 4 departments listed there: Aerospace, Mechanical, Electrical, and Computer Science. And you can see the distribution of students across those. We also sponsor student teams. In fact, on Wednesday, is that tomorrow? Yeah, yes, it is. Tomorrow, my team, the Autonomous Micro Air Vehicle team, will be competing up at the Army Research Lab at Grace's Quarters, Maryland, in the Vertical Flight Society Design Build Vertical Flight Competition. We built a 6-foot drone that can go 80 miles an hour. As of yesterday, we were having a few problems with the electronic speed controller, so hopefully that gets sorted out today in time for our 8 a.m. Flight tomorrow. But you can see we have a drone racing team. The Robotics at Maryland team historically competes in underwater vehicle competition and has done quite well. So we fare very well in rankings within Big Ten in the top 3 and nationally in the top 10 or 15, just depending on the ranking source. And you can see some of those rankings there within the Big Ten. I want to highlight some of our external partners and sponsors, some of whom are here today. We are endorsed by the ARM Institute, which is the Advanced Robotics for Manufacturing Institute. So they have endorsed our Graduate Master of Engineering program, one of the first large programs to do so and the only one in the Mid-Atlantic region. We have a partnership with Amazon Lab 126, under which we created a Diversity in Robotics and AI PhD fellowship. We have a very large cooperative agreement with the Army Research Lab that's allowed us to expand and amplify the programming that we have in the area of AI and autonomy. And for many years, our robotics seminar series has been sponsored by Lockheed Martin ATL. We've hosted 2 research experience for undergraduates. This summer, our REU program is actually a partnership with the Army Research Lab, and we have 20 students working with ARL this summer. Okay, so with that, I will conclude. Thanks again for coming. Thank you to our planning committee, Yancy, especially for organizing this event. And I look forward to hearing from many of you and checking out your posters later on today. Thank you.